Hi everybody, welcome to my newest art journal watch along video. Today I'm working on this lovely piece that I did during the birthday bash of the journal workshops. So this was pretty much my second project of the day. I was just so inspired that I made the page for the week like 1.5 days early pretty much, but yeah, I really just enjoyed myself. So I'm starting off with pastels in different shades of pink. And I'm starting up with the very light ones, almost a rose color, not very vibrant in comparison to the lower ones that I'm pretty much putting on now. So these are like hot pinks. And the last one is almost a purple. It's still quite pinky when you water it down, but it definitely has a purple touch to it. So what I want to create here is a smooth background from light to dark. And I don't actually know why I chose the pinkish colors, but I think it's because it's quite vibrant and lovely and girly, which I might associate in my subconscious with being female and all the lovely female artists that were in the journal workshops working on the birthday bash. I don't want to discriminate any guys that were maybe in the workshops as well, but well, there's female power there, so I think that explains the pink colors here. And I'm starting with a medium-sized synthetic brush here, just watering down the chalk and giving it almost a watercolor-y look. However, like I said in previous art journals and also in other blogs around other paintings, I really like that with the pastels, if you water them down, they keep their color, they don't fade like watercolors could. And you pretty much just need one layer instead of three to have that brilliant, strong color coming through. And last but not least, I really like the chalky feel once the layer is dry. So I'm switching to a bigger brush just because I'm impatient at this point. And I mean, I want to have a soft blending background going on there. So I add a lot of water. You can see that the page is warping already and trying to buckle, but I will keep a hold on that just by holding it down on the lower right hand side, and once I dry it, it will curl anyways, but once I close the book, the weight will help straightening out the page over the next couple of days. So I don't worry too much about any warpy, wonky pages right now. So I really like the background. I like the blending, the gradient from the light rose color to purple, and I'm drying it off with my blow dryer because I'm an impatient person when it comes to letting things dry while I want to go on creating, you know? So this is very much a simple background, and I chose this kind of a background over papers or other things because I want the pattern to stand out that I'm going to put on top. So that's pretty much all the painting that I'm going to do here. There's maybe a bit of permanent marker work at the end, but that would be detailing or writing and not really painting. And now I'm just working, or I'm going to work on adding little cardboard pieces there and cardstock pieces. So what I thought was during the whole day that the bash was going on, it was amazing to me that so many people could come together, not knowing each other necessarily, but just having maybe an online friendship, or being followers of somebody, but they could come together and chat and share their artwork, give support, encourage people, all of that. And that with a very friendly tone, which is sometimes not, or quite often, I have to say, though, it got a bit better, at least from what I see on the net, the places that I go, it got way better. But just in a fashion that is so relaxing and safe. You probably won't be yelled at or given names or whatnot. It's just very respectful, and everybody has manners there, so it's really, really nice. Everybody they can say sorry so many times, like, I'm too stupid to upload the photo right, I'm so sorry for that, but I don't know how to handle it, but this is what I do, this is the photo of whatever project. So sweet, so lovely, and I really, really enjoy it. And that kind of a community coming together internationally on a Saturday for a whole day and just enjoying themselves, being so creative, that it was just very, very lovely. I mean, you could go to different channels on YouTube or see blogs of artists pretty much any day of the week, but this was different and special. And just going back to the page right now, I just punched out a scallop with my puncher, and I'm putting a button on top because this represents the interest that we all share, that we form a community around. And all those little cardboard pieces there are, well, the people that form the community. Everybody is different, hence the different colors. And everybody's lovely, and we just form a huge crowd, enjoying spending time with each other, though we are on the opposite end of the globe. And we just not only share our love for art and creating, but also tips and tricks and ideas, challenges, all of that. So it's really, really very lovely. It just takes one person to set up that forum, and I'm amazed that Jenny Belly can can handle that big crowd, you know? I mean, it must be a ton of work. I'm very happy that I found that group to have an outlet and have somebody or something inspire me, and not being only me in my studio painting for 9 hours a day, you know? So these mostly girls also influence me quite a bit in what I think about, what I want to do an art piece about, materials that I want to try, stuff like that. So it's just really nice how communities can, well, I want to say form naturally, but then again, we all work on making this community work, like behaving nicely, having manners, saying please and thank you, encouraging people, enjoying ourselves proactively, and knowing that this is not the norm. So that we got to be a part of something very special there. So really, really lovely, and it gave me so much energy that weekend. It still lasts, the energy. I'm still working like crazy and having so much fun and not being tired. But like yesterday, I did the work of what I usually do in 2 days, so I was amazed. Anyways, I got all my lovely people or cardboard dots glued to the surface, and now I just want to go for a very simple element, and I'm going for circles again. I think that would work nicely with the cardboard circles. Also, circles are infinite, just like the shape doesn't have a start and a beginning. You can't see any edges. So I think having the sentiment were written down on circles would just be logic and fitting for the page. So what I did is I took a sheet of my transparent paper stack, and I'm just writing out the word community with permanent markers. I got a very thin one to outline and get into the corners of the stencil there. And then I'm going in with a medium-sized tip of a black permanent marker as well. And I just, fill the whole letter with a solid color. You know what I mean, right? This was not explained well, but you can see what I'm doing on the screen. So once I have my my letter down, I'm just punching it, and this is the smaller one. I also got the bigger circle punch with me because some of the letters on that stencil there would not fit on this smaller circle, and I don't want any part of the letter be cut off by the punch. So I'm just punching everything and putting it aside afterwards. I have to say I really like that stencil. It was just some, I don't know, there in Germany there's this coffee place called Chibo, and they do have nice coffee, but they also have changing lines of whatever. It could be clothes, it could be crafting material, it could be anything for decoration, anything for organizing in the house, things like that. So it pretty much changes every, I think, 2 weeks that they come up with something new. Quite the small, quite small, what's it called? There's only so many things that they do have in store for those 2 weeks before they change things up. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the actual word. I know the German one, it just screams in my head. God damn it, I'm sorry. Anyways, so 1 week, quite a few months ago, they had this set of stencils, and there's 4 of them, and they do have letters and nice borders and animals and stuff like that. So different kinds of shapes that could help with card making or any other stuff. So I bought them back then. I'm really happy how I can work with these rulers / stencils. And I have to say, in the beginning I didn't like the shape of the alphabet. Especially the lowercase alphabet, didn't like it at all. But the more I work with it, maybe also the more I get tired of my letter stamps. That might be a reason. The more I prefer these characters here on the stencil, working with those. So I'm just going all around the paper and just working on my letters. And you can see the M is way bigger than the C and the O, so I gotta use the bigger circle punch there. It works nicely with transparent paper. I was thinking maybe it leaves weird edges, like the cracking things when it's not transparent anymore, but it's white and it doesn't look like a clean cut at the edges of whatever you're punching out, but it worked very, very well. So I really liked working on the letters. And I'm also quite surprised, by the way, that this was a
fairly quick page. I mean, yeah, I'm not doing very many things, and I don't do any fancy things. The thing that took me longest were actually those letters. Gluing down a couple of cardboard circles is not really taking away so much time. But then again, I had a plan for the page, so it came to my head, to my inner eye first before I ever sat down working on the page. So I was pretty much just sitting there working on the page instead of thinking about, oh, what could I do here? What would represent that? Do I like this? Like trying out things and searching for material to use and stuff like that. So that didn't happen, and it was pretty much just, I have a definite idea. I want to do that. I just gotta do it, you know? So of course it's a bit of a shorter video because it's a quicker design. And there I screw up the punching of the letter, the positioning, so I had to do it all over again. The U didn't come out nicely. You can maybe see it. Now you can see it. That I did screw up the circle. There were just cuts because the paper moved a bit. I wasn't careful enough, so I had to make the U all over again. But again, it's a fast design. I don't mind. I didn't ruin anything that I could not do again or replace with something else. I can't believe, by the way, that February is already over. The time goes by so fast. I mean, yeah, February is a short month, you know, but it's just so many things are going on that time really flies. And every time I film one of those art journal vlogs for the last day of the month, I'm amazed that another month has gone by and that I produced X amount of artwork again, and it doesn't feel like a month. It feels like a week or maybe 2 weeks, but not a month. So I'm really looking forward, by the way, to the new challenges in the 2 groups that I participate in, one being the art journal workshops. So I'm having a take on the March challenge with one page. And another thing that I kind of challenged myself to participate at every challenge this month was paint my photo. But these are more for the Friday videos. And I think when you make an art piece, it being the journal or also the paint my photo thing, once you got your work done and it's only maybe a week or something left in the month until the new month starts, therefore the new challenge comes out, it's something like, oh gosh, I can't wait what people come up with as a challenge. And also it's like, oh my god, it's another month already. It makes you realize even more that time flies. And I know that this has something to do with age and modern life being so fast and so many influences, so many things you could do. There's hardly any boredom ever. And I can't remember the last time I was bored. It's at least 1.5 or 2 years ago, at least, if not longer, that I was really bored one day. So I think that also makes time go faster. And then there's,
it being a job or a hobby doesn't matter, but when you do artwork, you do something for a certain amount of time, so you don't spend 10 minutes on a piece usually when you sit down. It could very well be that you take 4 or 5 hours to create something, and that's like half a work day in comparison to how many hours you might be at the office, you know? And I think that's also something that plays into the feeling of having time going by so very fast. So I'm almost done with the word. There's only one more letter to go. And there I had the T too high, so I couldn't get the punch in like all the way to have it centered. That's why I did cut into the paper there. I really like working on transparent paper. In January I did a couple of the Copic paintings, if you remember, but also with just those permanent markers here. I really like it. It dries very fast, so you don't have to be careful to touch it like you have to be with the Copics. And I really like the look of any kind of a marker on transparent paper. It's just a certain look, a certain feel. I really, really like it. And I have to try the Faber-Castell Indian ink brushes on the transparent paper and see how they go. So that's something that if I can make time, I will try that in March. Definitely. I think it would be nice with some springy scenery on this 6 by 6 inches sheet there. Could work fairly nicely, I think. So I'm done with the lettering, yippee-yay, and I'm just putting away all the punches and making some room, getting in the journal, and then I'm trying to figure out how I want to position all of those transparent circles to form the word community, and it's still not looking weird or crazy. So I left that part on the lower right hand side of the page empty on purpose because I knew I wanted the wording there. But right now when I put down all of the letters, I realized that there's not enough space. So I gotta move a bit more to the left to make it work. Those tweezers are, by the way, really, really helpful when it comes to working with either pieces of paper that I don't want to have my fingerprints on, or that are very delicate, like this transparent paper, or that I'm just having one of those clumsy days, you know, when you can't even pick something up and not ruin it. Those tweezers, just simple makeup, eyebrow plugging kind of tweezers, they're really helpful. I like to work with them. So what I want to do is gluing down all those things. I don't want to use liquid glue, however, so I'm going for double-faced adhesive tape, and some of the letters I'm gonna pop up like with 3D foam squares or that dimensional tape. I know that you can see the squares and also the tape through the transparent paper, but I think it's okay. I know it's not perfect, and I could have taken the time to make sure that you can see it, just staying behind the letters, stuff like that. But that day, at that time, my fingers were already, well, I don't want to say hurting, but they were kind of exhausted because I did the community project first and then the page and stuff like that, and so I thought I would be a bit heavy-handed when it came to staying behind the exact letters, and I didn't want to draw them all over again. So I decided to go for the foam squares and instead, and just be okay with the adhesive, the dimensionals showing. It could also be like unintention and be the imperfection in a community. I don't know if you could interpret that into that particular part of the page. You might. I just, for me, it was just, I'm so lazy now. I'm winding down at that point in time on that set Saturday. So it's pretty much just my hands are starting to get tired, and I don't have the skill anymore to stay behind the black letters so that you can see adhesive. On the other hand, I could have waited till the next day to finish the page, but I so desperately wanted to finish the page the same day. And you can see here that I'm even gluing things down on the wrong side. It's like, messy. So yeah, not perfect, but I think it has character. It's just me. It's just making things work, I wanted to finish the page the same day. I hate it when I have to leave art journal pages overnight and work on them the next day. I'm okay with other pieces, other projects. I'm fine. Though I hardly ever start something other than the so-called Palettendreckbilder that I do have laying unfinished in my studio for more than a couple of hours. I really, really don't like it. So I think it was no way that I would have waited to finish the page the day after and taken my time with it and having everything look totally nice and perfect. No, that's not me. Anyways, the last thing that I do is come in with my permanent markers. I do have a black one and a white one that I'm working with, and first I'm giving the letters a white line just to add dimension or give the hint of a shadow or something that gives depth. And then I'm going in with my black marker, and I am connecting the parts of the cardboard circles that are not connected to any other center cardboard piece. So these represent people coming into the community, and I connect them with a simple line, just doodling, nothing fancy. But I want to make sure that that people looking at this page with that sentiment know that they're drawn in rather than leaving the group there. And all that is I can't talk anymore. Wow. The only remaining thing to do afterwards is writing down the date, which finishes then the page. So I hope you enjoyed watching along and maybe heard something interesting, or maybe you were also participating at the bash and were like nodding all the time, like, yeah, I had the same feeling. Let me know in the comment section below if you participated as well. Also, I would very much appreciate if you either liked or shared this video. That would actually really help. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe to the channel? I do have art videos for you, cooking videos and board game videos every day of the week. There's one of them. So don't worry, you will be entertained every day. Thanks again for watching. Take good care. Have a very, very nice day. And I'm going to see you on the next art journal page. Bye-bye.